what is the number one thing that you hope they feel during and after a conversation with you?
I hope that they feel that I'm relatable, like the same type of journey that they were on, I was on once before.
Yeah, I remember when we were chatting last time we were in Toronto and you were pointing out the area that we were in and what it looked like when you were there compared to how much more developed, that it is now. I mean, that's a city that has just been growing, obviously like crazy. And but I'm genuinely curious, like what initially attracted you to investigate the infinite banking concept? What was it that was compelling enough to draw you in?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because I actually came across an ad on Instagram when I was kind of just scrolling, and it didn't say much. It just had the words infinite banking. And it kind of intrigued me because I had never heard those two words put together before.
Mm.
Now, I don't come from a financial background or anything, but I've always been interested in finance and interested in, I guess, the money game, probably because I come from poverty and, grew up on social assistance and stuff like that, single mother, that kind of story. And so as I've gotten older, I've taken more of an interest in that so that, the same kind of issues or problems don't end up repeating themselves in the future. Now, that being said, with coming across those two words, of course, I had to get on the Google rabbit hole and figure out what exactly is this. And that's kind of how I started that journey, was putting in those words into a Google search engine and seeing what came up. Now, a lot came up, but once I started seeing that there was actually books written about infinite banking, I was like, oh, okay, so then maybe there is something here if there's actually books on it. So that's when I started ordering books.
Wow. Yeah, it's such a similar path, that people take because the message is there's just something in the words. It's something where it's like, okay, what is this and what does it mean and how can it be an advantage? And I can relate to growing up, Ash, the way that you did, and we had literally nothing more often than not, and my neither my dad or my mom had anybody to coach them and to show them that there was a better way, and that could have changed things for their marriage, and it could have changed things for the trajectory at that time for my sister and I and our family. And so can definitely relate, and there are so many families out there who have had that experience, and this concept can enable people to break that cycle and to be that first generation that takes a different fork in the road and moves the family toward a higher degree of financial stability and abundance. And it just addresses so many of the other stressors that come along with struggling, financially. And so, yeah, it's, I think that's going to serve you so well in how you serve the people and take care of clients and help be that who that shows them the better ways. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. That is very, very similar to you're finding that out, right? With the people that you're connecting with. And we always ask folks, how long have you known about us? And was there some piece of content, reading material, audio, video, something that tipped the scale for you? Like what compelled you to create that time to connect with us now? And the most frequent response that we get is, I've been reading a lot. I've been watching YouTube content. I've been binging the Wealth on Main Street podcast, and I feel ready now to have that conversation. And so if you switch hats now and into your authorized infinite banking practitioner hat, and you're sitting down with somebody and just having this discussion and helping get them to clarity and answering their questions and continuing that education process, what is the number one thing that you hope they feel during and after a conversation with you?
I hope that they feel that I'm relatable, like the same type of journey that they were on, I was on once before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the same effort put into trying to get as much education as possible and understanding that this could be something that could be very beneficial to not only myself, but family and everyone that I know, and understanding that, it's the same level of drive and determination, and possibly even, some emotion attached to that as well, is
Yeah.
what motivated me to not only go through the process myself, but get to where I am right now, to be able to then turn around, to have the knowledge to pass on to people that we want to help and serve.
Love that. Absolutely love that. And based on the interactions that you've been having so far, with prospective and existing clients, like what is one of the biggest mind shifts that the person goes through typically? Like when they truly understand that, okay, the infinite banking concept is definitely something that I am going to implement for my family or my business. What are you seeing as the biggest mindset shift that they're experiencing?
I think a big part of that is just in the word infinite, understanding that the only thing that is limiting what they can utilize this for is their imagination.
Mhm.
Once they realize that, it's like, once you see it, you can't unsee it.
So true.
And then the wheels start spinning, and it's, what else can I use this for? How else can I apply this in my life? Who can I bring in with me to figure out other opportunities, with that ready access to capital, to expand even more? It's nonstop. And that's once that momentum starts and begins, then, it's almost like the tailwind that Nelson Nash talks about, when he's referring to the efficiency and policies. Once you get that behind you and that momentum's there and that motivation, you can't turn that off.
Watch more amazing great clips from our episodes right here. Or if you want to watch the full episode, click right here.